Since I posted this angle of me playing the drums, I've been getting a few comments asking why I sit this high, just pointing out the fact that I'm sitting high, or complimenting my posture. I thought I would post this video to explain why I personally sit this high for an Ice 9 kill set. Now, I'm not an expert, and if you did want to follow an expert, I would highly recommend Drum Mechanics on Instagram. But I have been a professional drummer for a long time, so I do know my body and what works best for me. Now, I say specifically during an Ice 9 kill set because my seat height definitely is dependent on what style of music I am playing. If I was playing more laid-back rock or pop or something like that, I probably would sit lower because it is more comfortable to play that way sometimes. You kind of feel more in a pocket sometimes when you're playing that low. But for something as physically demanding as an Ice 9 kill set with so much double kick, I find it much more comfortable and much more easy on my hips to sit up high. So what we're going to focus on is this angle, which is your back into your hips into the top of your leg. Now, when you're sitting higher up, that angle here at your hip gets wider, which means there's going to be less tension on your hip flexors and abductors, which means it's going to take less work to raise your leg. And me personally, I play from my hip. I play with my entire leg. And I know there's a lot of people who would, prefer to sit lower because maybe they only use their ankle or they don't raise their leg up that much. I personally have always moved my entire leg when I play the kick drum, and I kick pretty hard. So I found that the higher I sit, the less I have to work to pick my leg up and hit the kick drum. And because an Ice 9 kill set often feels like running a marathon, it makes sense why I would want to be more close to standing. It's almost like actually running. This is about the angle that I would be at on a bicycle as well. Now, like I said before, the lower you sit could be fine for people that just play with their ankles or don't move their hip flexors that much. But for me, the lower that I sit, the more I have to work to raise my leg to hit the kick drum. And if I have to do that repetitive motion over and over again to play a double kick part or some technical stuff, it's a lot of strain on your hips and on your back. The older that I get, the more I don't like to strain my hips and my back. Now, I think that I've always sat a little bit higher, but it honestly was not until 2018 Warped Tour where I saw Pablo, who was playing for Chelsea Grin at the time, play drum. He sat very, very high and plays some extremely technical, fast, really involved kick drum work. So every day on Warped Tour, I found myself kind of raising up my seat just a little bit every day to kind of get myself to a point where I was feeling a difference in my hip flexors. And to that point, Pablo also does vocals while he's playing the drums, which I do as well. Any vocalist will tell you that posture is so important when you're doing vocals. So if I was playing drums and doing vocals at the same time, I wouldn't want to be sitting low and have so much compression here in my midsection, just feeling too tight. If you want to be doing vocals while you're playing drums, you want to be able to sit as straight up as possible and really be able to focus on your diaphragm and your breath, be able to project while having such good posture. And I found that sitting up high helps with that as well. So to me, it makes sense ergonomically why drummers like myself sit so high up when they're playing fast, physically demanding double kick drum parts that involve their whole legs, just because it's easier on the body. Thanks for watching, guys.